they're not out of the ball game because somebody's got to pay for the airfares, somebody's got to pay for the hotels, etc. And they've got sponsors and all that. But I think the basic question is, will Evolve be direct competition for them on Wednesday nights? I don't really see that because, again, Evolve is going to be on a streaming platform where if you have cable TV or direct TV, you're going to get your AEW.
There's more competition coming AEW's way. I don't know if you've heard this, but WWE has announced a new show called Evolve, which will go head-to-head with AEW's Dynamite. And, Teddy, you got to think with everything that WWE is doing right now, and they're teaming up with TNA, they're bringing Evolve in on Wednesday nights to go head-to-head with Dynamite. They're looking to put AEW in the rearview mirror, don't you think?
Well, I would hope so. You know what I mean? These guys are doing a lot of stuff now that, we never thought we'd ever even see. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's a good thing for WWE to involve themselves with TNA and all those groups, man, because that way people can, they got jobs then. You know what I mean? Guys got somewhere to work. And then you got, places you can learn, and know exactly how this works. So I think it's a good mood on WWE's part. I wouldn't even worry about, what's that?
AEW.
Okay.
Yeah. And Bill, I don't want to see AEW disappear because, like Teddy was saying, it's a place for people to work. It's a job. People get a paycheck. Yeah. But AEW is kind of doing it to themselves. So what would you do if you're AEW and now you're going to go battle with Evolve, which let's take
this apart. Let's take this apart.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
Evolve was an independent organization run by Gabe Sapolsky.
Correct.
WWE used them as kind of a feeder system for a long time. AEW is on TNA, which is a major play, not TNA, on TBS, which is a major player, and on TNT. Evolve is going on Tubi TV, which is a streaming platform. So what you can do is you can still watch AEW, and then you can go back to Tubi TV 2 hours later or the next day and watch it streaming. My question with AEW, there's several questions. Number one, they still don't have that one star that when you ask a wrestling fan who's in AEW, where with WWE, you can name 10 people right away. Yep. Number two is AEW had planned to do this big pay-per-view in Australia in a major stadium. Ticket sales have not been good, so they're going to a smaller arena, and instead of a pay-per-view, from what I understand, it will be run on their Collision show. So they're not out of the ball game because somebody's got to pay for the airfares, somebody's got to pay for the hotels, etc. And they've got sponsors and all that. But I think the basic question is, will Evolve be direct competition for them on Wednesday nights? I don't really see that because, again, Evolve is going to be on a streaming platform where if you have cable TV or direct TV, you're going to get your AEW.
But in today's age of how people consume media, those views on the internet and social media views could mean all the big difference, which means they could squash AEW if they have a good show that is backed by WWE.
Sure, they can, but again, you don't have to watch it at the same time AEW is on the air.
Yeah, there just becomes a point at some point in where there's too much wrestling. That sounds crazy to say after all these years when all we had was WWE, and then we had WWE and WCW. But now we have got tons of companies that you can access. Yes, you've really got to have something out there to make people stop and watch.
Well, only the strong survive.
Yeah, and that's what I think that we're going to start seeing. I mean, unless AEW can start really delivering on star power and better storylines, I think they're in trouble. And I hate to see that. I really do. I'm not against AEW. Right now, they just seem lost.
I'm going to say one thing that I say all the time. As long as they've got a TV deal and they're getting money from the TV people, they're going to survive.
I do want to mention AEW's Timeless Toni Storm. Now she's going to face Mariah May at the current, which is the current women's world champion, and they're going to face off at the AEW Grand Slam Australia, the one you were just talking about, Bill. And that's on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day. Who do you see winning this, Bill?
Good question, because they're both so good, and Toni Storm has gone back to being timeless again. But I think somehow Mariah May is going to retain the championship. I think that it's a feud that's going to go for the next few months.
Yeah, Teddy, that's one of those people, Toni Storm, and I know you know who she is. Yeah, she's just so interesting to watch, and the promo she delivered, where she just changed from being Toni Storm to being what she call herself now, timeless Toni Storm. Yeah. She just does a great job with that, and I imagine sooner or later WWE is going to find a way to steal her away, because she's got star power all over her.
Absolutely.
Well, should be somewhere where the people are going to use her and use her right. She should be somewhere. They're just wasting her over there.
Yeah, and whoever's writing the stories for Timeless Toni Storm, maybe she's doing it herself. Whoever it is, doing a great job. It really is very well done. It's the only shining thing I see in AEW.
Well, they've got Adam Copeland, formerly Edge, looking to dethrone Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship, and I don't feel that match yet.
No, I don't either, and I'm not sure you want two former WWE stars competing against each other for the AEW belt, both of them being a little bit older, when in reality, you need to be building your younger stars. They should be in that. Someone, at least young, should be involved in that match with one of the two, if that's the case. But I think you need to start pushing this younger talent, because you can't rely on Jon Moxley and Cope to keep carrying your company, because they can't do what they used to do.